Hi Gemini, welcome to a new era. My name is Emma. Gemini, this is your love reading starting today on the 14th of April. And just for the very near future is what I'm asking about for your love story. I've started to incorporate the number. So today's date is number 14. And so I used the number, not specifically the number, but the frequency of the number to sort of incorporate that into your reading, like how the energy around it can be used as the foundation of the reading. And I love that it's 14, and I sort of can't help but go to the month as well because it's the number 4 throughout April. So April really is all about the love, because number 4 is the heart center, number 4 is foundation, so like having a solid foundation for your love. And then 14, I know every number carries a unique frequency, and I know that there's a lot of like this number means this and this number means that and so forth. And just so for me very personally, the number 14 for some reason, and I just keep listening to the messages that I'm being given and signals and guidance, and not refusing anything because that's not how facts are saying, and that's not how, but rather to just go with whatever comes through because I feel like that's of significance or it wouldn't have come through. So lately for me, 14 has showed up in a very, like, because in itself, it's the number 1, so it's all about new beginnings for love, which is beautiful in this love reading. So number 4 again is all about the heart, all about new foundation, and then with the number 1 that we're starting again, we're beginning. This is a new beginning. And adding those two up, it's a number 5, which speaks about change and life path. So it's absolutely gorgeous. But lately, number 14 for me is all about sensitivity, like being humble, a very soft and gentle and empathetic. It's just a very beautiful energy around the number 14. So when it shows up around me, it's like there's a calmness to it. There's like, it brings like everything is fine, everything is good. It's a nurturing number. We'll take care of this. Such a gorgeous vibe around it. So I really adore this number. If you can adore a number, I adore 14. So with that basis, bye. It's really gorgeous. So let's see specifically, Gemini, what's going on for you starting today and for the very near future. And I haven't put an end date to it because when you find this reading and you resonate with it, it doesn't really matter when it ends. It's going to still be your reading. Almost wanted to come out there. I'm using the Archangel Power Tarot cards by Doreen Virtue. If you don't like the shuffling, please fast forward. There you go. Boom. I'm liking what I'm seeing. So we had, oh, beautiful. Wow, this is so beautiful. Before I start, the program reverses the images of the cards, just so you know. I know it was a beautiful soul in some of the signs that wrote a comment saying, and like explained to me exactly how you change it so it doesn't get reversed, and so that's really kind, but I already know how to do that. I'm like, why don't you then? Because there's so many other, long story short, it's easier to keep that in for me because other things gets tossed around if I change it now. So for now it's going to be that way, but I promise I read out to you what it says. So, well, they landed like this, so let's do this in this order. So first of all, we have the wheel. The Wheel of Fortune. The wheel speaks, it's number 10, so it's a completion. We completed something, Gemini, and depending on, like, put this in your story, whether you're single in a separated situation or in a committed relationship, put this where it fits for you. So we have the wheel here, so something has ended, something has completed. there's no more moving forward. There's no more, it's like we've ended this gorgeous cycle. Like the Wheel of Fortune for me is both coming full circle and movement forward. So it's like, it's not an ending and here everything came to a stop, but rather focus on the movement and the movement forward and how it's gonna, rather how it maybe have felt stagnant, maybe that it have felt like it's not going in it. Whether you're single, it feels maybe that you've been single forever, or if you've been in a relationship and you feel like, oh, the relationship is just not going anywhere, or whatever the situation is for you specifically. This card is telling you that it really is movement forward now. Like if you're single, you probably are moving into a new relationship. If you felt stagnant in your relationship, already committed, either it's like I don't feel an ending, at least not in this very moment. I don't feel an ending. I just feel like whatever was a bit stagnant or almost at a standstill is moving again. We're getting somewhere. At least we're getting some movement in this. And so there's something being completed. Something you dealt with is completed now. And then it's a purple border. So that is all about the spirit for me. Like, so there's it's spiritual growth. It's like if you're single, it's like you needed to continue to be single for a while to sort of grow personally and spiritually in order to fit this next relationship that you're stepping into. Also, if you're separated or in a committed relationship, it's the same thing. It just feels very spiritual to me. Like there's been some big personal growth happening lately. And then it says on the bottom, new beginnings, obviously, with the number 1 there. End of delays, a change in direction that offers happiness. So it's beautiful how the words fits the whole feeling, the whole vibe around this. Then we have yet another spiritual card, spiritual border there. And it's a circle. And with the number 10, we have new beginnings with the number 1, but it will also have the 0 there, which speaks about, like with the wheel, there's something about coming full circle. There's also this feeling of never ending. It just, continues on. And it's not like, oh, a never ending story. Not in this case anyway. It's like, oh, it just never ends. It just, but rather it's the feeling of security, like how love, you just can't run out of love. It just continues on. So there's something really beautiful to be said about that, how you're so, if you felt a bit worried, like where your relationship were gonna go if you were in a committed relationship. The story about the 0 is all about how love just continues on. It's like you keep bumping into these things and you might be a bit stagnant at times, and it's like, but then it gets, it just continues on. It just keeps moving. It's like the earth. It just keeps moving in its orbit no matter what's happening on earth. It just keeps moving. And so there's some beauty to that. And because we do have the number 0 coming out like all on its own, there is a longevity here. There's talk about, like, so for instance, if you're single, you're meeting this person and it speaks about the longevity of it all. It's like the never-ending story of love, that you probably met this person a gazillion times before in maybe various constellations, but still like from the same soul family. It says leap of faith. Let's just feel this card out and see if that is really what we want to go for here. We have the Archangel Metatron here. I wasn't drawn to say the other angel on the other card. And there's something about, like, I want to question the leap of faith, which is funny because I want to question the leap of faith. So it might not be that we don't want to use those words, leap of faith. It might be that for some of you guys, at times, I mean, so if you've been single forever, like I said, and you might have, like, so being asked to take a leap of faith, like trust in the future, trust in what's coming. And if you're also separated and you just, you know, it's like you're starting to give up a bit. It's like, no, don't ask me to have faith, or don't ask me to take a leap of faith, because I can't, I won't. I don't feel like doing that, because, and even in a committed relationship, it's like, just be cool for a while, just, you know, chill for a bit, and things are going to get moving again. And it's like, you don't really, it's almost like for a while there, you didn't even want to hear that. You sort of, and somebody comes to explain to you, like, you can do this in your relationship and that would get you going again. And you're like, I don't really want that advice, because I don't know if I want to get going again. It's like the feeling of, or if you're single, it's like, if you wonder why I keep scratching or itching, it's because when the energy gets going through my body, my physical body itches, if you wonder what I'm doing. Take a shower. Yeah, there's something to it that you, for a while there, you just didn't want to. You know, we have the right to feel that sometimes. It's like I know if I put in the work, if I do this, if I do that, it'll get better. I just don't want to. I don't want to today. You're supposed to do this today. You're supposed to vacuum today. Or you're like, no. I know I need to do it, but I'm just not gonna. I just have that feeling. And if you're single or in a separated situation, it's like you reach the point where you're just like, I don't like this anymore. I don't like this feeling. I don't like to be single. I don't like to be in a separated situation and just keep waiting for them. Why should I sit here and wait for them? It's like a bit of a, don't ask me to take a leap of faith sort of vibe here. But then on the bottom it says, believe in yourself, listen to your heart, do what gives you joy. So there's some sort of giving away your power. It's like, so for instance, if you're in a committed relationship, Gemini, and you're a bit like over it, or you're a bit like, are we really going to move forward? Is this really the place I want to be in? Like, if you question your relationship, it's like you're giving away your power to your significant other, to maybe do some work, to maybe come with some ideas, to sort of not be the driving force here, but to rather give it a rest. And there's something also about, like, you could be brilliant at putting your business forward, or your hobby forward, or the way you see your friends, or, you know, but it's like not really putting in the same effort when it comes to your relationship, but rather putting that, let's call it ansvar, responsibility. It's like you rather put that responsibility onto your mate rather than to just sort of sort it out yourself, if that makes sense. And also, if you're single, it's like, instead of focusing on what really brings happiness to you, and what ignites you, what puts like passion into your life, whether you have a partner or not, it's like you're giving away your power to the significant other. Like, if I just had a partner, if I was just not single anymore, everything would be so much better. And the thing is that it just doesn't work that way. First, you need to feel whole and feel full. And I think that's why we have two spiritual borders here. It's like there's something about coming into your own, fully coming into your own, before taking this leap of faith, before taking this leap into this relationship, or to get movement again into your already committed relationship. Okay? And then, because this whole image here for me, it's beautiful. It's like this could be a representation of you. You can swap the story around the way you want it to. If you feel like this fits for you, then this is you. If you feel like it fits more for them, then it's for them. But so what I see here, what I feel for the most part for the general Gemini is like, this is a representation of, and I do want to include the dog there. This is the representation of you. And there's like, I know this is Metatron. This is sort of being portrayed as Metatron, the angel. But I feel like this is your person. It's like we're focusing so much on you and feeling there, like standing there and being a bit bored. At least when it comes to the relationship side of it, you might be thrilled and you might be so passionate when it comes to other things in your life. But when it comes to your relationship, I feel a bit bored. And don't, like, usually when a dog appears in a card, I would say that, and of course you could still be very loyal. You could be such a good friend. Like you probably are friends first with your partner rather than passionate lovers. Like you're building your relationship on friendship, and that is gorgeous. The loyalty is really high, and it's really gorgeous. But in this instance, let's not do, but it's not like you're not loyal. Let's not do that. Let's just incorporate that still. But today it feels like with the dog there, it's like yeah, I'm standing here and I feel a bit bored, and you know what? It's like I compare this, if you're in a committed relationship, it's like you compare this relationship to they're just a friend, or like you're two friends underneath the same roof. Or the way I feel, I could just get a dog, because now the dog sort of is being the, yeah, they're cool and everything, but they're not a partner. They're still a dog, if that makes sense. And if you're single, this is like, I'm just gonna get a dog. I'm gonna get a cat because I don't want to be alone anymore. That type of vibe. But it's like it wants to show you, and I don't mean to like get at you with this Gemini, because the energy that you carry is really good. I feel like even though you're bored, and even though it was a bit stagnant energy, and that you're getting sick and tired of being single, that in itself is sort of a good sign that movement is on the way. I always compare with my little boy these days, because the growth of him is so fascinating to watch, and each step that he's taking, that is sort of like a new level for him, whether that was learn to sit, learn to crawl, learn to walk or stand, and now really getting the hang of a new language. Each time, even getting new teeth, each time there's a breakthrough, a literal, with the teeth at least, a literal breakthrough, there's been some major frustration. And the frustration has varied. It could be like one day of frustration. He would toss things and he's like, what is going on? And I'm like, oh, I got a tooth. And then it's like, or it could be 3 or 4 or 5 days with real frustration. And then all of a sudden, 5 words in a row just shows up, because there's a frustration right before the breakthrough. And so if you take that analogy on, and just, so if you start to feel a bit like, not anxious, that's too heavy, but a bit like you really don't like to be in this situation anymore. And it's stagnant, and for a while it was fine that it was stagnant. For a while it was fine that you were single. You were not too, overly too depressed about it, or too anxious about it, or too frustrated about it. And then it reaches a point where sort of source is bringing you, like your higher self is like calling you into this direction where you've said at one point or a gazillion points that you want to go to. Either that you want to spice things up in your already committed relationship, or that you really want to have this soulmate, once in a lifetime team partner of, you don't want to be single anymore, or you really want to come back together with this separated situation, with this beautiful person, and you're starting to feel a frustration. Most people confuse that frustration with just feeling like it really, this is like questioning the leap of faith. That is like really feeling like it might not happen. You might need to get out of this relationship, or you might be single forever. Or you know, those thoughts are very associated with frustration. But if you sort of rise above that, if you sort of know that for your future, it's even almost fun to watch yourself. It's like, oh, here comes the frustration. I feel really frustrated today, but you know what that means? Something's really close. Something's about to have a breakthrough. Something is about to shift here again. Okay? So in the very moment when you're frustrated, you won't see them. You won't see the very change. You won't see the person coming in, because frustrating thoughts, frustrating energy actually attracts more frustrating energy. So you want to take that as a sign, and you want to take that on as a signal that we have the wheel of fortune here. It's movement forward. We've completed the cycle of you being alone or in a stagnant committed relationship or whatever is going on for you. We've completed that. There's a movement forward here now. We have the wheel of fortune here. Okay? And so and it says clearly, new beginnings, end of delays, a change in direction that offers happiness. So it's a done deed. But in the midst of that frustrated, it's like you can't feel poor and see the monies. You sort of have to at least start to feel a bit more supported, start to feel a bit richer, feel a bit more abundant to see some sort of evidence of money, if that makes sense. The same thing here. You can't be frustrated and stay in frustration and at the same time see clarity, see what's coming in for you, feel what is the word I'm looking for? Feel not abundant, but feel, oh shoot. Okay, let's just use other words. So instead of feeling frustrated, you can't see the clarity, and you can't see the opportunities. It doesn't really fit the energy, but I'll use it because I can't find the other word. I blocked it because I'm usually being given it. It's like, not really opportunities, but it's like opportunities. There's openings, there's a new door, there's like, to describe the energy here. You won't see that. You have your back to it. There's butterflies here, which speaks about grand transformation here. So there's some growth that you truly have done here. And there's all of these flowers and getting your ducks in a row. I love this card, how it describes, there's a lot of ducks there on the bottom. There's also little baby ducklings, like, I don't know if you see those. There's ducks in a row here coming down beneath Metatron there. Ducks in a row. Continue to walk up here. There you go. There we go. And then down here, there are ducks in a row as well. And there's like all these beautiful flowers around you, butterflies around you, the sun is shining in. What is that? I just saw something that I haven't seen before. So for one of you, the group is being divided here. So it's so funny because it's not really, but it's like H2O, like it speaks about water for me. So there's so many analogies that I could use here and so many like symbols of this, but so I want to just throw this in here. This might be like a little side note, but some of you guys, you just really need a whole bunch of more water. Like, and what does that have to do with anything? It has to do everything with anything. Is that an expression? It is today. It has to do everything with anything because water carries the energy through you. If you're water deprived, literally the energy can't move through you. We're built on water, basically. And the higher up you get, I did sort of it almost turned into like an ascension symptom reading for, was that Cancer? It could have been Cancer. I even put it in the rubrik theme. Where's the words today? The what I was gonna call it. Oh my god. Like I call it ascension symptoms. Like when you're raising your vibration, the higher up you get, you need more water for the energy to sort of transfer through. The water carries the energy, the electricity of you. It can only be so high as to how much water you carry. This is what I've understood. This has changed my life since I started to drink more water a couple of years ago. It shifted everything for me. I was completely so all the time drained, tired. And I started to drink more. And I kept doing this work, this energy work. And I just, for the life of me, couldn't understand what it was. And then I started to drink water. And it's like, what happened there? Like I have my life back. So for some of you guys, you really need water. I don't know if that's even going to show, but it looks all of a sudden like there's a symbol just, I don't know. It looks like a age with an O, and then like like a portal thing. And I was like, H2O. I was like, H2O. That's water. So some of you guys need water. And then there's sort of the boy and a girl situation. Boy and a girl. So I don't know if there's some of you guys out there are like thinking about having a baby, are having a baby, don't really like, are thinking about what the gender is going to be, are thinking about whether to find out what the gender is going to be, something like that. And then there's another symbol, which is they're not called a pelican, but since I keep getting the pelican in my head, some of you guys might need to hear the word pelican, but flamingo. I want to say the word flamingo, the bird. I don't know why. The Archangel Metatron is with you. Metatron is all about the magician-like feeling, the wizard feeling. For me, lately the sorcerer feeling. I've learned to say now. And so he's really with you, and there's something that you're learning as you go right now that has to do with love. And I think it was like a little side note, because I think that you think that sometimes things has nothing to do with your love life, or nothing to do with whether you're single, separated, or in a committed relationship. It has nothing to do with your love life. And it turns out, it had everything to do with my love life. It's like the higher up you get vibrationally, the better the match you're going to be to your person, or to the wanted outcome of your already committed relationship. And it's like right now you're standing a bit with your back to it all. You're sort of not really smelling the roses, not really facing the sun, not really understanding that there is already a person in the wings for you, because you're a bit bored, a bit like, I'm on dog level. And I need water. I need more water. I need to brighten up a bit and understand that the frustration you feel is not because you're going to be single forever, or it's not because you're going to stay stagnant forever. It's because it's actually you're actually getting movement again. Okay? Movement on. 9 of Ariel. So we have an ending here. But with this gorgeous, it's Ariel, and due to what we had on the table before, I'm going to stick to what I've started to feel lately that the number 9 is all about for me, and that's unconditional. So we have pure unconditional love here, which is so beautiful. And with the rainbow energy, the rainbow type of energy is for me when every level of your being, like energy-wise in your being, is in alignment. We're talking rainbow energy. And so there seems to be something, like on the bottom it says, your dreams are fulfilled. Hard work leads to great success. A love for the beautiful things in life. So it's basically telling you that your love has arrived. And if you've listened to me before, you know that I speak about unicorns and peacocks. For some reason, those two has just become my go-to when it comes to soulmate reunions, to meeting your soulmate, to having like a soulmate connection. When it comes to the type of romantic love, So we, in my opinion, we can have so many soulmates, but we can, when peacocks and unicorn shows up, they're talking specifically about the romantic soulmate. So this, it just shows this type of, you know, victory. There's a phoenix rising in the air, but it's like dressed in pink. It's like you did it like love-wise. You've come such a long way. You understood you needed to go to the bottom and come back up. And you've done that for sure, whether you're single, separated, or in a committed relationship. And this beautiful soulmate relationship, it really is coming in. It's absolutely gorgeous. It sort of speaks for itself. There's not much to add around this card. Ariel is the love angel. The pink border is all about the romantic. I picked pink for a reason. It is all about the romantic type of love, and it's unconditional. So it's a beautiful love that is entering your life now. And that's even if you're in a committed relationship. If you feel drawn to stay with your partner, if this sort of stagnant and a bit stale situation has not really made you separate, but you still feel like you're drawn to your partner, and you still feel like maybe it was like a day or two there, you were really thinking about leaving town, but you're still together and you still feel drawn together, you can just, there's so much transformation happening here. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's like 7 butterflies in all in different colors, and portraying how much you can just shift overnight. You can literally shift overnight and see so much new beauty in your partner, and so much new beauty that just arises between you guys. And this is what I feel will happen for you if you still feel the pull, like to stay together. And then we have this beauty. So the Ace of Raphael with the dolphins behind you, it's just, so on the bottom it says a positive new emotional experience, fulfilling romantic relationships, deep and lasting spiritual insights. Oh, it's just such a completion of everything we talked about. Ace being the highest possible energy, with the green border, which speaks about the whole love, the unconditional love. There's no fractures here. It's not wounded or anything. And with the dolphins, when the dolphins shows up like that, it's so playful and light and fun and childlike. It's just really beautiful. With Raphael there, it's also speaking about something that needed healing that has been healed, because we have the Ace of Raphael. It's really gorgeous, guys. I'm going to continue in the extended and see where I can go with all of this, see what more I can find out about your love story. So if you feel pulled into this reading, probably the extended will resonate with you as well. If not, then too bad. I just mean if not, if you don't feel like you want to come to the extended, then thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you back in a week. Take care, guys. Bye.